So, let's talk about the default tray. This is what you're going to use the majority of the time when you're working in layout to create your construction drawings. Colors and shape styles you won't work with much. Pattern fill you may use. So this is where you're going to pull your hatches basically. It's the same as in AutoCAD. So you have material symbols as far as aluminum, brick, tile, all of that, plywood. So any of those that you might need are in there. Your SketchUp model. So again, this, when I click on the actual model, so this is my scene that I've pulled from SketchUp, this will let me change the scale as we talked about. And then also under a viewport, I have my drop down, and this I can choose which scene that I want to look at. So I'm actually on a finished plan. So I can go to the partition plan. I can pull up the elevation. So that's going to change that as we go through. So typically that's where you'll choose your scene and you'll set your scale as you go through it. Scale drawing, this, typically if you're setting this to scale here, then you're good to go. I usually just work with the standard dimension style that's here, but you can make those changes if you want to. Text style, same thing. You can choose if it's bold, you can choose the size of it, you can choose the font, all of that is there. You go through pages. So you're always going to start with a cover page and then the first inside page. You can use the plus button to add a page. You can also choose and right click to rename so that these match up with which pages and your scenes that you're using. So this one, like maybe I'm going to do the finished plan, and then for now we'll add one more for elevations as we go through. Okay. So you can see when I click on it, blank for right now. So we'll talk later about how we add those on there. You have layers here as well. So you have your default. If you wanted to put your dimensions on a layer, you could do that. You could put, when we talk about tags, those can be on a layer as you go through. If you are doing each item on the actual page, then like I shouldn't ever need to turn off my dimensions or anything like that as you go through. And I would recommend setting up a page for each individual sheet that you need. Scrapbook. Okay, this is another one that you'll use. Basically, this is where you're going to find all of your symbols as you go through. So most of these where it's saying like title block plain, title block, and you can see when you click under it, I've got line weights, drawing references. You can see here I've got sections and elevations. It's showing me those tags that are here. So where was my elevation? Okay, so this is my elevation. So I need an elevation tag that's going to point here. So I'm going to click and drag this over, and then I can move it to get it exactly how I want. But so now it's placed the elevation tag where I need to, and it's already set for everything. When I choose it and kind of come in here and click, it will get to where I can click on this to change it. So this can be my elevation 1. I'm not going to, and then well, actually I can go up here. Let's see. And it looks like elevations are going to be, where's my sheet number on here? On A03. So I can change this. And sometimes, there we go. You've got to get real close to make sure it's choosing what you want. But so now I've said that this is going to be elevation 1, which you can find on sheet A03 as it goes through. You also have, you can put a column grid. There's site graphics. So if you want to say which way is north, This one comes with a sheet index that you can use. And then, for instance, like the drawing name here, so I will use this when I get to elevations. So you'll use these to put all of your elevation tags, if you have any section tags, all of that as it goes through. Then in here, I can come in and I also want to make sure that I'm updating my title block. So this is my partition plan. You know, I would put my project title. So Smith apartment. I know I use Smith a lot. It's okay. And then this even has it set up so that when you are working and you need to revise it, put any remarks as you, it has all of that on there. It's automatically going to label it and put that in order. And then you can put your logo here or the name of it as it goes through. Okay. So I have all of that, and basically that's allowed me to create a partition plan. You also have the instructor. So when I click on a tool, it's going to tell me what that tool does as it goes through. So again, there's not as many tools that you'll be using up here, but it will go through it. So it's really the default tray are more the elements that you'll use in layout to create those construction drawings.